2025 has been a huge year for underground music. We've got amazing projects from Slayer with Half-Blood, 1300 Saint with Savior, No Idols by Diamond, Glock 40 Spaz, Baby Woe 2, Pretty Fun, Funhouse Deluxe, 1AM, Sin Ever After, Rex V2, Winner Circle. But overall, these three I'm about to discuss in this video, I just feel like they took the whole underground by storm this year. Before I do that, I gotta show this guy esdeekid some love. Whether you like UK rap or not, you have to show this guy respect. He went from 200k monthly at the beginning of the year and is sitting at the time of me recording this video 16.4 million monthly listeners. His album Rebel is going so crazy that when it finally debuted on the US charts, it debuted at 131 and sold 10k. The next week it reached a peak of 6.7 and sold 14k units. Another insane stat about this guy's album Rebel is it's currently receiving 8 million daily streams, which I believe at the time of this video is the most streamed rap album daily of 2025. Coming from an underground artist. It has a total of 563 million total streams. So yeah, I just had to give this guy some tremendous respect because he went absolutely brazy this year. He put on for the UK rap scene and he just shot past the underground. So these three I'm naming in this video, I feel like are a little bit more grounded, you feel me? But let's get into it. Coming into 2025 with all the momentum from his 2024 year, especially with his very well received experimental album Say So Says, Che starts the year off very early on January 15th, releasing the single Pose for a Pic. In my opinion, the best of the three singles he's set to release. The second of the three, released on March 16th, called Love. So far, these two singles really wouldn't have made you predict what his next project would be. Like this one, for example, really gave me the Say So Says vibe. A day after this, he performs at Rolling Loud Cali. You know what I'm saying? This set, look at this set. This shit looks crazy. I'm not gonna lie. He also previewed a rest and bass song called MDMA during this incredible set. Fast forward to May 16th, the last of the three singles, Green Day, was released. And I feel like this really teased the rest and bass sound that we're gonna, in the future, get. His last performance before Rest in Bass came out was Summer Smash 2025 in Chicago, June 20th. During his set here at Summer Smash, he previewed songs like Die Young, MDMA, and Hellraiser, which would be songs on his future project, Rest in Bass. Fast forward to July 18th, his highly anticipated album, Rest in Bass, was finally released. Now, with this release, it received a lot of mixed reviews, especially from the whole underground scene. But me personally, I really enjoyed this project. It felt like a new age Whole Lotta Red, like in that sense, you feel me? Like you could tell he took inspirations, but he put his own swag to it. The project had 3 features, 2 being very frequent collaborators in Osamason on the song Hellraiser. The next frequent collaborator would be Xavier So Bass on the song Mannequin, which to this day is the most streamed song on the album. Tell a bitch shit, crisscross. Yeah, bitch gotta hit a lick, dog. And she cut it to me. The third and final feature being Chucky, and I love that Che featured him on his album because their sound is so different that it really sounds really good together. Getting into the album, songs like Slam Punk and On Fleek really showed the rage sound that he was still trying to push, while songs like Dior Leopard and Eardrummer really showed experimental Say So Says Che is still around. Overall, this project was well received by fans and it pushed Che to that next level and even got critical acclaim from many different music sources. Riding off the momentum of Rest in Bass, he then announced a 16-stop tour. With such high demand, he literally had to start his tour early on the 2nd of September instead of the 3rd because he had to add another Houston date, which both dates sold out. His whole tour was very successful. Shortly after this tour finished, Yeet was actually cool enough to invite Che and Xavier So Bass to his set of Complex Con and let them perform a song.
Che, Xavier.
So yeah, that's actually my footage on this YouTube channel. If you want to go watch it, it's going to be in the Yeet video. But yeah, shout out Yeet for doing that. He put him on a humongous stage. Throughout the Rest in Bass tour, he really teased snippets of a possible deluxe, and finally it was announced way later that it will be releasing on Christmas Day. Fast forward to actual Christmas when the project drops, the reviews were very mixed. Either people liked it or they hated it. I feel like the project is a whole new sound. He really tapped into that metal rage sound, which is it's an insane listen. I would go listen. But ultimately, Che's year was amazing. He doubled his monthly listeners, going from 612K at the beginning of the year to end it off at 1.2 million. Now, this guy, Nine Vicious, whether you wanted to know him or not, his growth was insane. He cemented himself with all these drops he did. Coming off his 2024 success with the song You Fancy. You got tags, huh? You got rigs, huh? Using that momentum of You Fancy and also the project Studio Attic, in my opinion, his best project so far. He dropped multiple projects this year, starting out with Before Tumblr Music. Yeah, I'm finna be big as fuck. Yeah, I'm finna pop. In my opinion, his second best body of work. Next, then we got Tumblr Music. If you couldn't tell by now, this guy uses homage a lot. And I'm just gonna say, in my opinion, he ruined the hell out the underground with this homage. Like, homage isn't bad, but like he made that his whole image and kind of made it a rage bait, like eye-catching thing. And now every artist thinks they need to do that to go up, because he had the craziest growth I've ever seen in a while in the underground because of this. Next project we do have is going to be Before For Nothing. And to me, this is where it started to really, in my opinion, his sound to plateau to more where he's just using samples, which is a part of another homage he spams. Using samples and has these really catchy hooks, but not really any substance. But at this point, his fan base was so huge and so cult-like that he could just drop anything and it was gonna go up. One thing about this project, Before For Nothing, is that it has one of his most popular songs released in 2025, the song So For Nothing. And this song, along with all the beefs he's been causing and stuff, also being signed to YSL, really boosted his stock this year. One thing I could really clap up to him is that he releases music, he feeds his fans. Even after dropping Before For Nothing, he dropped 4 different projects with throwaways for his upcoming project For Nothing. And even on top of that, he would still drop full-length songs with visuals on Twitter with throwaways, just feeding his fans, like the one playing in the back. Capping off the summer of all the beef and homage, he was able to drop his full-length project For Nothing. Fast forward, he then goes on an 8-show tour spanning from October 30th all the way up to November 16th. His tour then ended, and once he starts losing a little hype, to bring up back hype for music drops especially, he's going to start some kind of drama, which he did. I'm not going to explain it all. I have a whole video of what happened. Just go to my last video right before this one, and you'll have the whole beef. To keep it short, he basically started an ATL Underground Civil War. It got so big to the point where even Destroy Lonely got involved somehow. With all Nine Vicious beef or drama, it always has a purpose, and this one specifically, the Underground Civil War, was just to hype up his co-headlining show with Apollo Red in Atlanta, Georgia. In classic Nine fashion, to climax this whole Civil War, he actually invited Teezus and Dior vs. You and Diamond to his show and completely squashed the whole beef. Not only did he rekindle the whole beef, he also announced Emotions dropping Christmas. Leading up to this Christmas drop, he drops Emotions 1.0 and 1.2. Leading up to Christmas, he then drops the cover art for Emotions, which is another homage, of course, but this time it's a play on Art Dealer's Whole Lotta Red merch design. Christmas comes and Christmas goes, and Nine Vicious still didn't drop any Emotions. Even to me recording this, which is currently New Year's Eve, Emotions still hasn't dropped. And in my understanding, it is due to some label issues. Regardless, with no Emotions, his year is amazing. He started off the year with just under 30K monthly listeners and ended it off with 651K. Last but not least, we got Lil O, aka Goose Creek Demon, aka Osamason. His year might be the most impressive because in my opinion, he went from underground to mainstream. Leading up to his first of 2 albums that will come out this year, Osamason's first version of the album Jump Out leaked online in its entirety. This occurred 3 days on January 21st. Regardless of that, he still dropped Jump Out on January 24th, and it marked his first project to debut on Billboard 200 at 151, moving 9K units. After the success of this drop, he went on a 20-stop USA tour with sad to say, but this is a case of Osamason fans never respected him. He got hit with a shoe, he left the set list, and after a lot of pushback, Osamason's second full-length album of the year, Psychotic, was released on October 10th, featuring a recurring and single collaborator, Che, on a song FMJ. 42-stop tour. His work ethic is insane. He sprained his ankle during the tour. Closing out this year for Osamason, he had 2 Billboard albums. Both were critically acclaimed. He also went from 1 million to 2 million monthly listeners at the recording of this video. 2, or in my opinion, I think he went on 3 different tours because he had 2 US tours and then 1 EU. That's like 3 tours to me. I don't have the exact stats, but I know this year has to easily be his biggest streaming year because this year was insane. In my opinion, he had one of the greatest underground runs this year. Truly believe Osamason, Che, Nine Vicious all cemented themselves as the big dogs in the underground. All of them saw massive growth in stream-wise and just fan base in general. In my opinion though, Osamason had the biggest year, followed by Che or Nine Vicious. Whoever you choose, just let me know in the comments. Who do you think took over the underground as well if it's not these 3? And let me know who's going to take over 2026. Peace.